You are 99.99% space, the hidden truth behind matter, meaning, perception, and divinity. Introduction, the shock of solidity. You wake up, stretch, look in the mirror, and see skin, form, weight. You feel real, concrete, tangible. But what if that feeling is a lie of perception, a story told by your senses to protect you from the unfathomable truth? Because science says you are not solid, you are 99.99% space. Your body, the world, everything you touch is mostly made of nothing. The particles that form your cells are so minuscule, so spaced apart, that what you experience as touch is just repulsion of invisible fields. There is more emptiness in you than matter, more space than self. And yet, from this emptiness, all things arise. Matter, meaning, identity, even the sacred. To understand this is not just to understand physics, it is to see again the nature of what we are, to dissolve illusion, to enter awe. In this piece, we will explore this through 4 living voices: physics, biology, philosophy, and spirit. Physics, the mirage of matter. The atom, once believed to be the indivisible unit of matter, has betrayed its solidity. With a nucleus the size of a marble inside a stadium of emptiness, the atom reveals a truth that collapses our sense of what is real. Quantum physics tells us that particles behave like waves, probability clouds rather than fixed dots. What we call reality is a field of potential, collapsing into form only when observed. In The Elegant Universe, Brian Greene describes string theory, where vibrating strands of energy form the basis of all particles. Beneath what we see is not stuff but vibration. Beneath your hand is not flesh but frequency. The firmness of a chair, the resistance of the floor, are illusions of force fields repelling one another. You never truly touch anything. Your electrons meet resistance, not contact. This is why Carlo Rovelli, in Reality Is Not What It Seems, says our world is not made of things, but of interactions. The universe, then, is not solid. It is relational. It is space dancing with possibility, and you are the dance. Biology, the body as a space holder. In biology, we often imagine ourselves as composed of organs, cells, tissues. Yet even at the biological level, the story of space prevails. Cells are mostly cytoplasm, fluid space. Within them, organelles float like islands in an ocean. Even DNA, the code of life, floats in a watery nucleus. Proteins fold in fields, not grids. Neurons fire across synaptic gaps, spaces through which thought travels. Life does not happen in contact. It happens in space. In the body keeps the score. Bessel van der Kolk describes how trauma is held in the body, not just as chemical imprints, but in how the nervous system responds to space. Hypervigilance, contraction, expansion. Healing, too, happens in space, between breaths, between neurons, between moments of silence. Your lungs expand into emptiness. Your heartbeat flows through vascular vastness. You are not a sack of flesh. You are a vessel of openness. To be human is to hold space for life, for others, for consciousness. Philosophy, the illusion of form and the inquiry of being from Plato to Heidegger, philosophers have questioned the nature of what is real. Plato saw this world as a shadow of forms, mere appearances. Martin Heidegger, in Being and Time, argued that we have forgotten the question of being itself, seduced by surface appearances. If the world is mostly space, then what is form? Is it merely the arrangement of absence? Are we mistaking stability for truth? The idea of self collapses too. If we are mostly space, then ego, identity, persona, these are flickers on the screen. As Alan Watts would say, the self is a pattern, not a thing. A verb, not a noun, an echo, not an origin. And this space within us is not emptiness as lack. It is emptiness as potential. The Buddhists have long known, form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. What appears as void is the canvas of becoming, the silence that gives birth to sound, the gap that gives meaning to the word. Spirit, the sacred space within. If God is not form, then God must be space. The mystics have whispered this for centuries. That divinity is not a being, but a presence. Not a thing, but a field. In The Seat of the Soul, Gary Zukav writes of the soul as an energy field, invisible yet guiding. In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle calls us into the space of awareness, not the thoughts, but the stillness in which thoughts arise. If you are 99.99% space, then divinity is not elsewhere. It is in you, as you, through you, the space in your chest when you breathe. That is holy. The silence between your thoughts, that is sacred. The pause before your next word, that is where the infinite dwells. To know you are mostly space is not to feel small. It is to remember you are expansive. You are not the shell. You are the sky. Conclusion: remembering what you are. We have built civilizations on the illusion of form. We feared emptiness, called it void, filled it with noise. But what if the space is not to be feared, but remembered? You are not 99.99% space as an absence. You are 99.99% space as a presence, a field, a song waiting to be sung, a mystery embodied. You are not lacking, you are brimming. Not empty, but open, not small, but infinite in disguise. So the next time you feel alone, touchless, or unseen, remember, you are the space between the atoms, the pause in the sentence, the breath before the answer. You are the unseen. You are the divine. Awakening questions. 1. What shifts in you when you realize you are mostly space? 2. How does your relationship with divinity change when you see God not as a form, but a field? 3. Can you sit in the silence long enough to feel the fullness of it? 4. What part of your identity are you ready to let dissolve into the spacious truth of who you are? Final 4 lines. You are not what is seen, but what allows sight. Not the matter, but the mystery it holds.